Hey, welcome to The Explainer. You know how sometimes your AI assistant just struggles with really complex questions? Today, we're going to look at exactly why that happens and explore a fascinating new project that's teaching these AIs to become expert-level researchers, digging for answers way deeper than ever before.
So let's kick things off with a question that seems simple but really isn't. An AI should be able to answer this right, but for most of them, it's an absolute minefield. It has to sift through tons of conflicting articles, find official reports about disqualifications that happened years after the games, and then do the math. This isn't just a quick lookup, it's a real investigation, a skill that we're going to call search intelligence. Okay, so here's the game plan for today. First, we'll dive into AI's big search problem. Then we'll see exactly why the current agents get stuck. After that, we'll get to the good stuff, the ASearcher Breakthrough, and we'll unpack the 2 secret ingredients that make it work. We'll look at the proof, and then, most importantly, we'll talk about what all this means for you. So what exactly is this search intelligence we're talking about? Well, it's the thing that separates a basic search tool from a genuine research partner.
It's so much more than just finding a web page. True search intelligence is when an AI can act like a seasoned human researcher. It can handle vague questions, figure out what to search for next, analyze messy real-world data, notice when 2 sources contradict each other, and then piece it all together to give you the right answer.
But, getting an AI to do all that has been incredibly hard. Researchers have found that there are 2 major roadblocks that have been holding open-source AI agents back from learning these crucial skills. And it really boils down to 2 surprisingly simple things. First, we've been putting artificial limits on how long the AI is allowed to think. And second, the practice material we've been giving them is just way too easy for the complexity of the real world.
I mean, can you imagine telling a detective, all right, you got 10 questions to solve this murder mystery. Go. That's pretty much what we've been doing with these AIs. This strict limit on turns or actions makes any kind of deep, winding investigation basically impossible.
And that leads right into the second problem, the training material. A lot of AIs are trained on datasets like Hotpot QA, which is fine, but the questions are too neat. They're designed to be answered by just connecting 2 simple facts. That doesn't prepare an AI for the messy, contradictory, and constantly updated real-world internet. So to tackle this head-on, a team of researchers at Tsinghua University and Ant Research developed a project called ASearcher, and it was designed specifically to smash right through these limits.
The first big idea here is what they call long horizon search. Basically, they just took off the training wheels. They got rid of that 10-turn limit and let the agent just keep digging until it found the answer. And get this, in their tests, the agent sometimes took over 40 steps and generated more than 150,000 tokens, which are like words or parts of words, to solve a single problem. That's the length of a short novel.
Okay, so how on earth did they do it? Well, ASearcher's secret sauce really comes down to 2 big ideas that totally rethink how these AIs learn.
The first ingredient sounds a little technical, but the idea behind it is actually super intuitive. It's called fully asynchronous reinforcement learning. Think of the old way like an assembly line, where if one step is slow, the whole line grinds to a halt. ASearcher is more like a modern bustling kitchen where the chef can have multiple dishes going at once, all in parallel. This means a really long, complex search doesn't slow down the overall learning, making the whole system way, way more efficient.
The second ingredient solves that easy homework problem. They basically built another AI whose entire job is to be a tough-as-nails professor. They call it a question supercharger. It automatically creates thousands of really difficult, complex research questions to build a better exam for the other AIs, which forces them to get smarter.
And the way it does this is really clever. It starts with a simple question. Then it might inject extra facts to make it more complicated. For instance, instead of just asking about Michael P. Hine, it changes the question to ask about the Eckerd College alumnus who served as county executive. Then it might fuzz the details, making things more ambiguous and harder to pin down.
And the result of this? It's just staggering. Starting with a base of only 14,000 questions, this agent automatically generated over 134,000 new, high-quality, complex problems. It literally built its own advanced curriculum, creating the perfect training ground for a super researcher AI.
All right, this all sounds amazing on paper, but the real question is, does it actually work? Well, to find out, the researchers put it to the test against a notoriously difficult benchmark called GAIA. Okay, just listen to this question. Wow. Right?
I mean, that is a maze of details. You've got multiple layers, a bunch of unknown variables. It's practically designed to mislead you. Solving this requires real search intelligence.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Look at the comparison. An older agent, Search R1, just failed. It made vague searches and, according to the paper, had severe hallucinations. It just made stuff up. Another one, Search O1, got closer. It found the right articles, but then it missed the key details and got stuck. But ASearcher, it was methodical. It broke the problem down, pulled out the exact information it needed, and double-checked its work to arrive at the correct answer: mice. And you can see it right here in the numbers. On that tough GAI benchmark, ASearcher scored a 52.8, clearly outperforming other state-of-the-art open-source agents. But this is the chart that really shows the power of this new training method. Before the training, the base model scored a 48.1. After going through the ASearcher pipeline, its performance jumped by over 20%. And on another difficult benchmark, XBench, the improvement was a huge 46.7%. That's a massive leap forward. Okay, so this is all fascinating stuff for researchers, but what does it actually mean for you when you're trying to get answers from an AI? Well, it means you can start thinking bigger. So here's a quick guide. To really take advantage of this new level of search intelligence, you can start framing your prompts more like you're a research manager. Break your big question down into smaller pieces. Be really clear about what you're looking for. Expect that the AI can connect the dots between different sources. And yeah, you can even ask it to verify its own work. Look, the bottom line is this. We are witnessing a shift from simple search assistants that just fetch links for us to true autonomous research agents that can actually carry out complex projects all on their own. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. With this kind of powerful capability becoming a reality, what's that one complex, time-consuming, or just plain annoying research task you'd hand off to an AI like ASearcher? Let us know what you think in the comments.